and again, there's a reason, there's a story, Dick, right?
This is a story of a soldier, all aspects of a soldier, a very romantic and lyrical quality in the middle of it. I think it's a soldier who is both tragic, romantic, innocent, and an idealist. Watch this. What's the arm position here in this triple Lutz? One of the skating world's most difficult combinations, a triple axel, double toe. Three and a half revolutions. And a fall on that, a fall off of it. That's a beauty.
Brian's music is from the TV miniseries Napoleon and Josephine. He said the first time he heard the music, he knew it was for him. Years ago, he was fifth in the Olympics behind the American gold medalist Scotty Hamilton. But he's a different skater now than he was then.
Bad moment here.
Second bad one.
It's not his night. Well, we could have a very interesting finish here. Paul Wiley
according to the scoring, has moved ahead of Christopher Bowman. Here we have the champ making two, would you call them major mistakes?
They certainly were very bad mistakes. They weren't complete falls, which called for a mandatory mark down by the judges, but they certainly were not helpful. I think one of the important things that we have to realize is that the program choreographically was very good. It just doesn't show well when the technique falls apart, like here in this triple axel. Now look, good revolution there, but he just can't hold it at the end and drops off. And when you have a failure in the technique, the choreography suffers. And on this triple loop, which is very difficult from this back outside edge with no toe pick or support, it's a real tough one. You know, I think he went off in the very first jump. You could see that the triple Lutz was not the usual clean, slick move that it was. I think that gave an indication to where he was going. Well, here are the marks for technical merit. Look, they're all 5.9s. Now, if you consider that those are a mark against perfection, they're not really justified. But if you consider that they're a mark in comparison to Paul Wiley, who was also technically very good but made major mistakes, then these marks reflect the fact that the judges want to place him in front of Paul Wiley, i.e. first and instead of second place. And remember, the marks aren't the specific point that they are, but the placement value, and that's what counts. And I think in that sense, one can justify those marks. The artistic impression about to come up, here it is, composition and style. These marks, 5.9s, 6 there from judge number 7. Now, remember, choreography doesn't show off to its best when it's not technically well performed, and I certainly think in that case the 6 might be a little bit over-optimistic.
Okay, so he has made his effort. Let's go down to David right now with him.
Brian, all week long you were concerned about the altitude. Do you think that had any effect on the performance?
I don't think so. I think when I got out there it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. What really had more to affect the performance is that the short program was such a peak in my whole career that I got the feeling that nobody around would be settled for anything but 6.0s. That put a lot of pressure. So in respect, I was worried about the altitude, but I didn't think I could do a 6.0 performance in the altitude. And it was like getting to a real peak in the short program and then being really let down. And then the next night having to do a whole long. And it's been a really hard week for me, a lot of pressure.
Will we expect any changes for Calgary?
No, no changes, except to land all the jumps cleanly.
Are you ready for Brian Arcer?
I think so. I don't really think about him. I think about myself, and I'm ready to challenge myself. This really wasn't my challenge. My challenge is in a month, and that's when I want to be at my peak.
When we come back, the